Hi again. Housing remains in the ever-changing headlines, from ghost towers right through to street homelessness. Extremes of mind-boggling proportions increase exponentially by the month. One episode, among so many, neatly encapsulates the forces both economic and political at play in this mostly deliberately manufactured housing disaster. The owners of the Shard, the Qatari royal family, who also own huge amounts of valuable property throughout London, attempted last week to prevent a protest outside the Shard, highlighting the 50 million pound apartments in the complex that have remained empty since construction, as street homeless sleep under its shadow. An example of the housing crisis at its most obscene. Ian Bone of Class 4, now 70 years old and suffering from Parkinson's, but still angry and campaigning out on the streets, and incidentally an ex-resident of Grenfell Tower, called for a protest outside the Shard. This resulted in him being hauled up before the High Court, contesting an injunction preventing him from, and with persons unknown, from protesting outside the Shard. The Qatari royals must have been bitterly disappointed when the court surprisingly dismissed the injunction. Class War housing activists that very evening held their protest. Obviously, this has no immediate impact on the housing disaster. It can just be notched up as a small victory. Sadiq Khan, Labour Mayor of London, has announced that Londoners, rather than overseas investors, should get first dibs when bidding for luxury apartments. Meanwhile, Tory Windsor Council are planning to fine street homeless £100 for rough sleeping. Some solutions. Needless to say, the Shard protest Thursday last was completely ignored by our billionaire oligarch-owned media. Only foreign media reported it. We really desperately need a grassroots housing movement allied with direct action such as occupation of empty buildings. As a tiny, yet possibly in the scheme of things significant move in this eternal housing crisis, some of us, including Class War and housing activists, are gathering at City Hall next to Tower Bridge at 1 p.m. on Saturday the 24th, where we'll be having a rally complete with an open mic. We're asking all grassroots activists, everyone who wishes to attend and express their discontent and to meet others fighting to reverse this continuing deteriorating housing catastrophe, to come along and contribute. If we're in the mood, we'll then have a tour of some of these near empty blocks. There are plenty in the vicinity, as indeed there are all over London, and they're still sprouting up everywhere. So come along, get involved, meet other activists. Could be an interesting afternoon. Bye.